Yeah, hello, welcome to this broadcast. Am I late? No, I almost managed to be on time, maybe just a couple of seconds late. Yeah, I hope you all have a good Monday, or almost had a good Monday if you are in Europe as I am. Yeah, how many people do we got in the chat? Let's have a look. Some people online. It's a good list. Okay. Yeah, so I'm going to start, and first I have to get rid of that weird chat box. How do I get rid of that? Okay, so let's get going. I'm playing some 5-minute games as I tend to do. However, I would also like to know some information about this show. I'm usually doing the Blitz games. Is there any request for doing other things? Yeah, like looking at some opening lines, or just answering questions, or looking at studies, or whatever. Yeah, let me know. We're not entirely tied to that Blitz format. I mean, I'd like to do it, but there are also other things that can be done. Okay, I'm playing the Cross Shark, and he's playing some weird Chigorin. Wow. Wow. Amazing what kind of opening lines there are. So if I take f6, he will take c3. Yeah, solving tactics live. Yeah, that's also an interesting idea. Okay, what about this position? If I move the knight, what is he doing? Yeah, got a little bit distracted by the chat. Yeah, I don't want to play bullet here in the ICC stream. This is really, I mean, I don't do that often anyway, and here I want to have some time for explanations and things like that. Okay, so what did I do? It wasn't so great, right? Okay, I mean, I don't see a huge issue here, but it didn't feel like, it felt like I had something better than allowing what I actually did allow. Let's see. Like e4 here. He will probably go e5, huh? But anyway. Now I'm not going to play anti-chess. Request is for 3-minute games. Yeah, I could do that. 3-minute is kind of still okay. It's still okay to do in with commentary, even though it is already a little bit out of my comfort zone. I feel that this is a bit too quick. Maybe play some e4 openings. Yeah, I can do that. It won't help my results, but I can put in some variety, sure. Yeah, that looks pretty equalish. He castled long here. I wonder who that is. That's a really high rating here. c5, just closing down business here. Interesting. Okay, I think bishop e2 anyway. And now trying to quickly reroute the knight to d5. Knight on b3 is just terrible. Yeah, I'm directly on my way to d5. Who is double entendres? I'm probably completely mispronouncing this. Entendres. I don't speak any French. There's no info for Cross Shark. Yeah, I have no idea who that is. Okay, he wants to go knight f4 here. Yeah, okay. I can castle short here after knight f4 and then go knight d5. So I'm going to go, if I go knight d5, he might play a quick c4. Or I can take with the e-pawn. That's also not entirely stupid. Or a3, b4. Anyway, I'll castle. Yeah, the World Cup final. I mean, this World Cup final. Yeah, the way this tournament ended clearly shows that this kind of knockout tournament format is very spectacular for the spectators, but to really do something with it that is supposed to have any kind of value, any sporting value, like decent chess games. Yeah, I mean, this is just not happening. Yeah, they both were so terribly tired of obviously, that they couldn't really play any decent chess anymore. I really don't want to. I mean, they are both great players, but they simply were in no position to play good chess because they were so exhausted, especially if you consider all those tie breaks. Yeah, there was really almost no time for the players to rest. So I don't know. It is a nice event for the spectators, but for the players, this is like must be a nightmare. Okay, what about this? He will go knight, queen to g5. I mean, I'm sorry. Yeah, takes here, and now e takes or c takes. C takes. I'm always thinking he might go c4 at some point, but e takes is f5 coming. Yeah, my biggest fear here is actually the clock situation. Position I think is kind of okay. Not sure that he gets some serious attack, but I tend to underestimate those things. Yeah, Jürgen Klopp is certainly up for coaching Liverpool, pretty sure. He really did a great job in the German Bundesliga, so there's no reason to believe that he would do a bad job in the Premier League. Even though I'm not so much, not so well informed about current football things. Someone suggests I should let my hair grow and don't shave. No option. Absolutely no option. I have so little hair left. It looks pretty awkward. So I'm setting everything up for sacrifice on a6. That was the whole point. Okay, maybe I should have played queen a4 earlier. I can go to f1 and then sacrifice. Not good. Any other way to get the sacrifice in? a4, bishop b5. Not sure about it. Okay, let's stop this business. Maybe a4, a5, and then trying to prepare. Is he just trying to sacrifice everything? No. Not quite sure what he's up to. This. Okay. Maybe g4 now. Yeah, it's difficult now with my time ticking down. The position was very good for white for sure, but now He can probably do this. Yeah, exactly. This is the problem. Can take h3 now, and then he's got some discovered stuff. Really? Okay. Yeah, I've got 20 seconds. I'm quite sure the position is not clear to me at all. G6 coming. Yeah. That's really not threatening much. I blunder G5 here. Okay. Okay, he doesn't have to play good chess anymore because he probably will win on time. Now I'm winning on the position-wise. My technical play with the queen. Horrors. Whew. Okay. Whew. What happens? Yeah, let's go. Next game. Yeah. Flaneur with the great definition of my blitz chess. Yeah. But I think it was good fun. And I even got 4 rating points out of it. So, question, do you invest in stocks? Directed to me. No, I don't, simply because of lack of knowledge. Not that I have any specific objection there, but I really don't have any specific idea there. I requested a new game. Kruppe. Okay. Will you play? Kruppe. Okay, can we abort this stuff somehow? No. Now he plays. Okay. Let's see. I really want to play the game, but I send out an abort request. Yeah, of course I worked in a bank, but I was working in controlling, so I really have no idea about the stock markets. Probably don't buy Volkswagen. They have lost a ton, but probably they will lose more. And rightly so. This was one of the most idiotic things I ever heard. Yeah, manipulating the. I mean, this is like manipulating the, what is it called? The emissions there. It's utterly idiotic. Yeah, really. Yeah, I worked in the controlling department, being responsible for the IT section. So it's not wrong to say I worked in IT. Okay, so the bad thing about my position is I have given up the bishop pair. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you can buy Volkswagen, but now with the current stock price, but I don't know. It was so utterly stupid. There's probably more. So we have traded a bit here, and I got one bishop away from the board. But I am pretty active, so I don't think that this is any huge issue. Ah yeah, interesting. So what is he going to do? If I take it, I can actually take and play rook d4. Yeah, he can go rook c1, knight d5. Maybe I'm slightly more comfortable. Yeah, what I'm curious about actually, if they find out that some other car manufacturers have done the same thing. I mean, it's a little bit like the thing that we have with doping in sports. Yeah, I mean, it was pretty obvious that Lance Armstrong always was doping, because around him everybody did take performance enhancing drugs. And how could he beat all those guys without the drugs? This is kind of impossible almost. And well, what are the other car manufacturers doing? Yeah? They are all playing by the rules. We'll see about that. Yeah, from what I heard, that it's possible that VW has to sell the Porsche department or stuff like that because they need the cash. I don't know. I'm no expert. I was just mentioning that sometimes common sense does help, I think. So what now? I'm playing. My king is active. So I would like to trade rooks here, but I don't see how to do that. Would be nice. Don't really see how. No idea. It's probably about equal, this position. He only has to avoid the rook trade, but this is very obvious that the rook trade is a bad idea. Yeah, he's okay with the draw, understandably. Maybe I can do this to continue a little bit, but no, it's still a draw. Yeah, I think you can always lose money when you invest it. Even if you feel a stock cannot get any lower, I think it can go lower. There's a question about the 2016 candidates, if there's a chance that Aronian is invited, or would Wesley So get the wildcard. I don't think that this tournament will be in the US, or I mean, I have no information, but I would find it pretty weird if Rex Singfield would sponsor a FIDE event. I mean, this would be kind of completely against common sense, or his kind of the way he sees things. Okay, I'm trying to attack that pawn. It's still drawish, very drawish. So, and if it is in the US somehow, I think it would be very difficult to explain why they would invite an Armenian player instead of an American player. I mean, I would be pretty, I mean, let's say it is in Germany, right? Okay, Germany doesn't have anyone that could take part because of rating, but like in general, I would find it pretty weird if they would invite a non-German player. It would be really strange. Yeah, well, Rex Singfield was part of Team Kasparov to get rid of Ilya Shimov, so I don't think he would support an Ilya Shimov event. It would be pretty strange. I mean, you never know, yeah, but it seems pretty strange. Yeah, I'm kind of just being a little bit annoying here, but I don't think I have any real winning chance. So I can go back to c7, but I still don't see what it does. Still he's got rook c3. Really cannot do much. King b6 maybe, if I go here to block it, and then rook a5, then knight c7. Is that an idea? Maybe. Someone asks about the mathematical implications of the ELO system, that I talked to a mathematician about that once. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not in contact anymore with him, so I'm not quite sure I can give you any contact data or something like that. Shoot, how do I get to this? I really want to try more here, not give him that easy draw here. I don't see why, I don't see how. A rook trade would be cool, but I don't see how to get this. Is this a good move? I can go to the 4th rank here and attack that f4 pawn. I think he probably made a mistake here. I can take this now for the pawn. So ultimately I won one of the pawns. Grinding away here. Up for knight f4, and I think, no, I can actually do this, winning the bishop. And I will win on time, by the way. I didn't really pay that much attention to that. No, it wasn't Dr. Carsten Müller. Yeah. Someone mentions the FIFA, yeah, the World Football Association. The candidates field, if I've got any predictions. Yeah, right, we are complete now, right? We don't have the wild card. But, tja. No, it's very difficult. That's very difficult. And I think Gachinsko's point is valid. It depends a little bit on where it will be held. I think there would be slight differences maybe. And yeah, I think from the current people, actually, I would, if I had to bet, I would actually probably bet on Nakamura. He only has a real bad score against Carlsen, and he's really in very decent shape. So, why not? Would be great. I mean, if you ask me, I would love to see Nakamura play Carlsen. It would be fantastic, fantastic for the game. Yeah, I have no idea who's going to host the candidates. And Bayerischer Schweizer is right. If it is Russia, hard to tell who would get the wild card. Really hard to tell. Maybe still Kramnik. I don't know. No, I really have no idea how Boris Ivanov cheated. I think they did a feature on that sometimes in a German chess magazine where they discussed some possibilities, but I didn't really check that much. Candidates in Baku. Yeah, okay, well, then it will be Mamedyarov, very likely. Yeah, the US would be interesting, and then they would probably invite Wesley. So, I mean, who else really? There were other questions. Yeah, probably he cheated with the help of his shoes somehow, Ivanov, but really I'm not quite sure. I followed that whole story, but not in big detail, really. The thing that really made me wonder, how could he play all those events? I mean, at one point there should be some mob of other players simply kicking him in the nuts, and then he stops cheating. Yeah, I'm definitely sure that would happen in some events. I mean, I know some players in Germany would simply kick the guy to the ground and make him stop playing chess. Really. And these are not very violent people by nature, they just hate cheating. Okay, so I think I probably made some weird decision here. There's a question. Can I explain what hypermodern means? Yeah, I can try. Hypermodern is something that, when they started to rethink some chess ideas in the 1920s, they called some of that hypermodern. And the main idea was that you don't necessarily need to put... Oh, isn't that losing stuff? I was thinking that loses material. They don't necessarily need to occupy the center with pawns, but you can also kind of pressurize it with pieces or control it with pieces. It's an interesting concept, and I think, nowadays it's of course a common part of chess culture that you don't need to necessarily put pawns in the center. However, it is pretty clear nowadays in many openings that have been introduced back then. For example, and very clearly the Nimzo Indian is a case. In many of those openings, nowadays, quite often they actually put pawns in the center. Yeah, they start with not putting them there, but later they still play d5, c5, whatever. It also means that hypermodern, it's also kind of a word for being a bit more flexible, not being so rigid in the center. So in the Nimzo, you develop pieces and then adjust to the situation later. Need some water here. Wow. I didn't really see that one coming. So she still cannot take on c4, right? So, and then that's knight e5. There's 2 pawns, right? Yeah. What I don't like here is my king position, but bishop e2 is knight c4 a move. I can take c7, huh? Yeah. What books do I prefer on the King's Indian? There are a couple of good books on the King's Indian. There is this absolutely enormous now starting series by Vasilios Kotronias, which is pretty epic stuff. But there are also some good books by David Vigorito. You don't necessarily have to go for the Kotronias books. Yeah, the Bologan book is also cool. Yeah, Flaneur's right. That's a little bit more compact. Yeah, on the Nimzo and Bogo, I can recommend a book. Yeah, my opponent here, WGM Huber, I play her often recently, and she's really playing well. This is the worst game that she played up to now, really blundering that piece there. But she outplayed me 2 times, like no tomorrow, and then I really had to swindle. There's a question: how many books did I sell? A couple of hundred. No, sorry. I thought you meant my own books. My old books that I recently sold because I wanted to get some new space on my bookshelves. From my own, I don't know actually how many copies overall got sold. I myself sold about 100 copies. Yeah, I have good result. I have good results here. No, you should stream. It's fun. So, yeah, there's also a book by Joe Gallagher on the King's Indian. It's a bit older, like mid-2000s, 2004, 5, something like that. It's pretty good. Oh, now we get to the real questions. Do you believe in some kind of life after death, or is death the infinite end in my opinion? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, who knows? I'm not a very religious person, but it's kind of depressing to think there is nothing, right? The Bellin and Ponseti King's Indian defense book. Yeah, it is a book that is often mentioned, but I don't know it. It's very. It seems to be very popular. I cannot tell. I really don't have the book. It seems to be a lot about structures and things like that. Okay, I'm going to. Is this a Rui Lopez now? It looks a lot like a Rui. So, with chess openings, what I don't understand is that the opponent has certain moves. So if you ever want to practice an opening, you can't if the opponent doesn't play the moves for the opening you want to practice. Yeah, sure. I mean, you can never force the other guy to do a certain line or whatever. But well, I mean, why do you practice a particular opening? You want to be ready for all kinds of things that the other guy might throw at you. So you also have to be ready for the somewhat non-standard approaches that people will play against you. How much do you spend on improving your chess? At the moment, not that much. I'm very much focused on teaching and also thinking about a new book project, but it's not really something that is very definite at the moment. So I'm working a lot with chess, not so much on my chess. It's simply a matter of how much time do you have and how much time do you want to invest once let's say you have a regular day where you work, and if you do chess the whole day, do you want to do tactics afterwards? I don't know. Currently, I cannot really bring myself to do that. What is this here? It's still some kind of Spanish opening. B4, there's probably C5 coming. How do I improve my pieces here? It's not so easy. Knight C8, B6. Someone asked, a sharp continuation with white in the Queen's Gambit declined orthodox. Yeah, just avoid it. Why would you want to play the orthodox? Play with bishop f4. That's better anyway, I guess, than bishop g5. White never has anything in the Lasker or some other lines. Yeah, just don't play bishop g5 in the Queen's Gambit declined. I think playing with bishop f4 is more interesting. Yeah, there's a question about a possible book project. Yes, I'm currently thinking of it, but it's nothing really definite. He plays this very nicely, Mr. Leskova, putting all his pieces. No, that is kind of surprising. I don't think that this is so great. I thought he would play this differently. Okay, we'll see what happens. I don't mind that so much. Now his bishop on b3. He killed his own bishop here. Killing your bishop sounds kind of wrong, right? But anyway, let's put it here. If he goes rook c1, now I have rook c8. Yeah, using this pin on the c file. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. 25,000 page book on the English opening. Yeah, would you recommend tactics as the best way to improve? It depends a lot on your skill level and your skill set. I think if you start out with chess and for the first couple of 100 points, the most important thing is to get your tactics straight so that you don't blunder stuff. Yeah, it just gives away too much things. Yeah, if you play bishop g5 against a semi-Slav with bobsled and they go knight bd7, then trade on d5 simply. And in this move order with an early c6, you can also go queen c2. There's really no problem. Yeah, you need to get your tactics straight if you are not that high rated, to make sure that you don't blunder stuff. Yeah, it is really it bleeds too many points away if you blunder material. So you have to get that straight. But after that, if you reach like 1800, 1900 or something, then you need to make sure that you also learn some strategic play, end games, and so on. Okie dokie. What's happening here? I'm going to trade and see what happens here. Queen to b6, I guess. I just said that there was a question again about the possible book project. I just said that I'm thinking about it, but I have not made any definite decision if I do it at all or what exactly I'm going to do. If I'm doing a book, it will be an opening book. That's clear. I'm not doing something on chess training or so. I will do openings, but what exactly, as I said, is unclear, and even the general thing is not entirely clear if I will do it at all. It's tons of work, really. And it doesn't really help to start a project and you know that you kind of not managing it. So I'm only starting this if I really feel like I can complete a book in somewhat decent time. Okay. Bishop d3, queen d1. That somehow is not leading too much. Maybe that wasn't great. And I'm sitting in some kind of self pin there. This bishop d2 is probably just a draw. Well, yeah, I'm not Olegas, yeah. I'm really thinking about doing something. The millionaire chess, huh? That's cool. Oh, he gives me the pawn. I'll take it. That's the question. Is there anything else than doing puzzles on chess tempo to improve tactics? Well, the thing is, you can do many things, of course, and tactics is not tactics. I mean, you know, there are different forms. There's this thing, yeah, just solving short move puzzles, let's say. Or okay, what's this? I do here. How do I get this pawn rolling somehow if I play this? No. Okay, I'm checking. Maybe then here and trying to go for b3. What's f2 hanging? That would be heartbreaking. But I think that ultimately will do the job here. I get to d4 and b2 and so on. And I have some optimism also regarding the clock. So now somehow it's still not winning, yeah? This is kind of weird. Okay, I need the king. I think I need the king. Okay, yeah, I'm somehow scoring well here. Okay, so okay, what can you do? You can do the short-term, the short move puzzles, but you can also do somewhat more complicated things. Yeah, so like complicated position and analyze them. You can also analyze your own games. Yeah, don't use the computer. If you work on chess and simply switch off the computer, then it's very helpful sometimes because you get to think on your own. So there are many ways to do it. But if you are 1900 on chess tempo, the guy who asked the question, it's not so bad already. There's the question, what to recommend against the Slav defense? Whew, many things. I think Mr. Vastyukov is not playing the Slav, so we cannot demonstrate that. I like the knight f2 and queen c2 lines or queen b3 lines. There's a question. No, I'm not a second to anyone. And I don't know what people like Wojciech and Peter Heine Nielsen get paid. I know that what people tell me that have worked as a second, like Jan Gustafsson, for example, or I spoke to Peter Leko, it was last year, right? Actually 2 years ago. And he worked in the team for Vichy Anand for the World Championship match 2013, and it is tons of work. I mean, tons of work, and it's something that should be paid well because it seems to be, yeah, tough. So, what about this? I'm playing this line here against, this is Evgeny Vasyukov. Yeah, this guy's more than 80 years old and still pretty much kicking here in Blitz chess. So, all of you guys who are still young, dynamic, yeah, don't forget, you can still play decent chess when you're older. What's the question? What is the worst opening that is playable? It's a difficult question. Yeah, someone mentions what's Jordan Spieth's caddy made. I don't even know who Jordan Spieth is. I think he won some major golf event. Yeah, probably. Not much into golf. The worst opening that is playable. Yeah, that's a fine line, right? So kind of what is not really great, but not terrible. Difficult. Difficult to say. I mean, you always have kind of re-evaluations. Yeah, if you would have asked like maybe 20 years ago, someone would say the Dutch defense, yeah, and nowadays the Dutch is kind of respectable. So rook c8. So what am I doing here? I can think about different things. I wonder about my king position. Maybe I should really play rook e1, bishop f1, secure stuff. Or knight f1, knight g3. Not quite sure yet. I'm a pawn up, but black's piece setup is of course pretty active. What is he going to do? Putting something on g4? Okay, I'll be conservative here. Yeah, Vasyukov is a real legend. Yeah, he played against everybody. Yeah, from Fischer to Botvinnik, whatever. Yeah, I mean really amazing, an amazing career. And he also is an excellent blitz player. He's known to have won stuff like the Moscow Blitz Championships and stuff. And I can assure you that the Moscow Blitz Championship is pretty strong. So okay, that wasn't really what I wanted. How do I play a knight e2? I can go knight. No, I cannot. I think I'm still kind of okay. Yeah, there's this flaneur brings the story. That's indeed true. I think the legend is that Fischer, I think 15-year-old or 16-year-old Fischer, was in Moscow to play in the Moscow chess club, and he crushed all the people there in blitz, and they had to bring in Tigran Petrosian to battle the young Fischer, and Petrosian really managed to beat Fischer. Okay, so if I take d5, then he's going bishop h2, which loses stuff. If I go knight g3, he might play bishop e6. Anyway, not much choice. Bishop e6, I wonder if there are some discovered attacks. No, he just lets me take f5. That I didn't really expect. Okay, it's not a huge deal. Let's take this. One point here is knight c4. It's kind of important. But he has many things unprotected. I wonder if there's some kind of tactic. Queen c3 maybe. Let's do that. Yeah, the Moscow Blitz Championships is pretty cool, I guess. If you do well there, you will probably do well in the World Blitz. But how does he keep his stuff together here? Now I'm attacking this and this. You're a little tactical swindler here, Mr. Vasyukov. Queen b6, bishop h2. Ha! Okay, let's cover this stuff and see what he's doing now. Probably knight c4, huh? Ah, shoot. I should have thought about this a little bit more. I can take there, but still knight b2. Rook c6 is not working. And checking, checking doesn't help. Okay. So I think I'll get the a6 pawn as well. I just wonder, I mean, my coordination is slightly off for the moment, but this is a position that can turn to be really good, but can also pretty much fall apart quickly. So what now? I think I should go for stable positions. Knight, bishop to d4, knight to f4. I think I'm pretty okay here. Unless he finds some direct way of attacking me, that's certainly possible. Like here and checking me all the way. He's not attacking something here at the moment. The knight is protected. Let's give this check. And now maybe march the pawns. Currently his rook is not doing that much. I don't do the endgame puzzles on Chess Tempo. I tried that once, but they were kind of weird at the time, and I stopped doing them. What I mean is, it was a case where I mean, it was like table-based stuff, and I didn't like that very much. I mean, there was just like one solution, and I mean, how can I explain that? There were positions back then when I tried. Maybe this has changed, but when I tried, there were positions where they would actually give you points only for the perfect move. So if you had a win in 8 moves, you had to play that move out, and if you only find the win in 7 moves, it was wrong. And this is just bullshit. Sorry. Well, I stopped doing those puzzles because I felt it was just too frustrating. Wow. Okay. Now he has to take. It's the only move. Do I have some perpetual or not? I mean, I just did this on principle because I didn't see any other continuation. Yeah, it seems like a draw. I offer him a draw here. Offered twice. Yeah, he managed to take it. Yeah, I would have won on time, but what kind of game is that? If you win this on time. Yeah, okay, so they changed the format there on Chess Tempo for the endgame trainer. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. That they give you still points for the second best solution. Back then that was really weird, like wrong, and this happens all the time, that you don't find the most efficient way. Meta Boiso or something. Am I actually unbeaten in this session? I'm kind of curious about that. Let me check. Yeah, I haven't lost yet. That's good. And I really wondered, yeah, if I could do a good job. I've been doing my taxes for 2 hours before that session, which is simply one of the most dreadful experiences ever, right? Doing your taxes, what can be worse? I really thought, okay, I'm going to play total nonsense after this, but it seems to be kind of okay at least. So, maybe knight f4 here in this position. That's an idea. Yeah, I really only play in the pool, no rematches. Maybe I can, yeah, I can pre-move that. So you're saying that this is a good pawn structure. I don't believe you. Knight takes f5, gf. Yeah, what now? Just e3 or I don't know. I can also play this very technically, taking and playing c4. Yeah, Texas and Germany are a complete mess. It just really, it just sucks on so many levels. So let's think about this here. He will get in d5. Is there any way to takes? Tja. The kind of position where you will always be somewhat better, but question is how much. I think I'm going to flick this in, so he has to play the king first. I think that makes some sense. Queen f6, I'll take d6, so he has to play the king back. And now, is there, I don't know, is e4 a good move? Takes, queen takes d5, probably not. Yeah, but this is very weakening, huh? So what do I do here probably? Maybe it doesn't matter so much. That's certainly possible. Okay, let's try to get at that f5 pawn. Or now with rook d1, rook d4 and so on, piling up on the d pawn. I think you can still improve after 30. The question is really how much, I mean, how close have you come to your, let's say, for fulfilling your potential if you want. If you didn't really work that hard on chess before that age, like 35 or whatever, and then you all of a sudden have much more time available, or you're willing to invest more time, whatever, then you can still do things. Yeah, I'm pretty sure about that. I really see no particular reason why this shouldn't be possible. Yeah, interesting question. Can I stay unbeaten here? My opponent is not playing here. Why? Some kind of technical issue? I don't know. c5, okay. I'm not quite sure that this is any good. Giving me a couple of pawns to look at. You see, grabbing that pawn, it's possible. It's possible. You can try to grab a2 and grab the money and run, this kind of attitude. but it will be risky. Oh, that's a cool move. I didn't see that one coming. I mean, I wanted to go here to make sure nothing bad happens to the e2 pawn, but it will be difficult to play this position for a win, I believe. There's a question. Is Amateur to EM by John Hawkins good? This is one of those cases. I have that book, but I never studied it. I got it. Maybe I intended to use it in my with my students, but I never really got around to using it. It is not exactly easy material, and most of my students are not strong enough to do this kind of stuff. Yeah, you have to go to G8 anyway, or not? Is there really a big choice here? I can almost pre-move Rook F5 here. I only wonder if he really goes there. So check here. Okay. But if I go there, okay, maybe I'm lost here, but what can I do? I currently don't see it. I think I'm actually surviving the checks, but maybe I'm wrong. Here, King E1, Queen G1, King D2, Rook D8, Rook D5. I don't see it. There's a question by Bayerischer Schweizer. What elo is necessary to do really hard stuff with the trainer? 2,300 plus. No. The thing is, I have lots of material that I do use with the stronger students, and I never really got around to using Hawkins' book. Oh, I actually lose now with E3. Or not. I can go here maybe. Do I survive this? I didn't calculate any of that. If I survive it, it's just pure luck. I have to. I mean, all other moves lose. Here, yeah, it's the only move. Or I can take E3 actually. This is not completely out of the picture. Queen C to Rook D8. Check, 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 check. Don't see it. Show me why this loses. I mean, it looks a bit awkward, but why is it losing? Yeah, he goes there. Okay, now I am taking that pawn here. So let's see where to go. I really want to get out of those bloody checks. To D2. Queen D5, no. No, let's do this. For Queen G5. Why not grab a new pawn, or an additional pawn, let's say. Yo, it was tricky, very, very tricky. Did I miss something? I don't know, probably, but I still won that. Okay, I think I'm going to go for one more. No, I don't know how it is in the Blitz and Rapid. What you can do there in terms of how near you can get to the players and such. I have no idea. I'm curious myself. I mean, I'll go visit there. An important thing before I forget. I'm not online next week. Next Monday, I'm not doing a show because I'll be in Berlin to watch the Rapid and Blitz Championships. So no show next Monday. But I can tell you that right away that I'm going to do a show tomorrow. I'm going to do a show tomorrow on my own Twitch channel. I'm not quite sure what I'll be doing. Can be anything. Not necessarily Blitz, Bullet, whatever. Can be something else. I'm not sure yet. But it will be online tomorrow, definitely, on my own channel. Yeah, I always do like a couple of minutes extra. I don't know who is participating, or I don't. Sorry, kind of weird today with my language. So I don't really have information about the participants of the World Rapid and Blitz. I think Magnus Carlsen is playing, but many players are missing because of that Millionaire Chess event. Bit of a shame that is colliding the dates, but what can you do? So I'm just developing stuff. Maybe I should have played knight c4 immediately. It would have been interesting, but okay, I think I'm kind of okay. Pieces are active and b2 is hanging. Carlsen, Arland, Grishuk, Ivanchuk, Aronin, Kayakin, Kramnik. Cool. Yeah, it will be a cool lineup in Berlin. Nakamura, Caruana, So, Yujanji, Liem. Yeah, would be better if they would participate, but what can you do? Yeah, it's not so easy, by the way, here for white here, this position. So what am I doing here? 95. No, I think I'm going to increase the pressure here. Might take on c4. No, we cannot actually. Okay. Yeah, I think Carlsen is the favorite for that event as usual. He can play a4 here, huh? Yeah, that runs into rook c2, right? Queen c7 doesn't really help a lot. Not sure. Ah yeah, that's also possible. That is also possible for sure. D6 is kind of hanging a little bit. Yeah, there's a question. I wonder if they get Grandmaster Komarov to commentate on the World Blitz. That's cool. Yeah, Komarov was a great commentator in that for that Dubai event. He's a nice guy, by the way. I got to know him a little bit when I played my GM event in Mallorca in February. He's a really friendly guy. So what happens here? I think I can do this. Going in for some tactical tricks. Queen d6, rook d8, queen c4, rook c5. Yeah, I'm not good at tactics, and sometimes I see little tricks. Sometimes. Oh, come on. Or is he taking a4? Have I tricked myself? Not sure. Don't think it's that bad. Maybe I should have played that quicker and kind of suggest. Okay. Yes, I've played Komarov in that event, but it wasn't a real game. I mean, it was the kind of game where he played the most boring opening ever, and my event was already kind of spoiled, and then he offered the draw like after 10 moves or so, and I really rather had a walk on the beach than sit there for hours. So what here? Rook takes, I guess. So queen c2 it feels pretty active, so I'm not sure that I really need to lose this game. So maybe I can stay unbeaten in that session. I wonder if maybe he can do some kind of attacking ideas on my king, but I think you can buy tickets at the site for Berlin. I didn't buy any tickets yet. I will just buy them when I'm there. Not quite sure if I will attend on all days and for what times and whatever. I also want to do some sightseeing in Berlin. So can I actually keep my pawn there with this? Or is that risky stuff? Maybe a bit, huh? I'll try. F4 maybe? I don't know, it feels kind of risky for white. My activity is not so bad. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, but what does it accomplish? I don't quite understand. I mean, I can certainly take this here, right? Bishop, I can take this, I believe. I don't get it. Did this really help white? I mean, I don't believe it. What is your queen doing now, Mr. Scott? Queen g5 or what? I can check here. And then see what can I do. Queen h... f3. He only has a check there, so he's got bishop f4 maybe. I don't see a win here, unfortunately. Bishop f4, not sure. Yeah, I can threaten queen h3. It's a pretty big threat. Yeah, he forfeited on time, but I think it's a win, right? Don't see it. Yeah, what is your queen doing now, Mr. Scott? Is that a Bond villain impression? Someone said I'm not so bad in the Bond villain. I don't know. I probably need a, how was that guy? Ernst Blofeld, yeah, with that cat and so on. It's quite funny. Okay, guys, end of stream. We are already 17 minutes over time. I haven't lost a single game. That's pretty cool. I mean, I had, had streams where I lost like all games, so that was good. Okay, I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to join tomorrow. I think it will start maybe 9 in the evening, German time, Central European time, something like that. Yeah, and no stream in 1 week. Yeah, no stream next Monday. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.